Welcome to Uninformed. I'm your host, John Clark, and saying something witty, it's Harrison Leake.
Sup, everyone?
Shit, Harry, you went all out there.
Well, what the fuck?
Along with him saying... What? What were you going to say?
You specifically said, oh no, I won't tell you the intro or anything. Just be like Andrew, who says hello.
Yeah. Along with him saying good evening, it's Andrew Finn.
Fuck off.
Nice.
And barbecuing our steaks perfectly while being the subject of an inside joke, it's Tucker.
Which, by coincidence, I did have steak like 2 nights ago, so I get...
And we cooked some steaks on a Tucker barbecue a couple of weeks ago, so it's all going well.
Oh, there we go. It just keeps going around.
It keeps happening. So how have you guys been? It's been a little while since we've done a bit of a podcast. Finny and Harry have been in New Zealand, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So
How was it?
Lucky bastards.
Tell us
Amazing.
how it was. Yeah.
Probably the best skiing we've ever had, wouldn't you say, Harry?
The absolute best. Although I get sick on
What?
every single overseas trip I've ever been on.
Are you guys serious? So it was really good. So it was far
best.
better
Oh,
than
yes. They said it was the best snow season they've had in about 10 years.
It looked beautiful. Like, the photos you guys sent me was ridiculous. It looked like ice cream.
So good.
You know. Tucker, did you see any of the photos they sent?
Yeah, I saw a couple. So
They're crazy. It was
Yeah,
really good.
except the trip back to Sydney just sucked. We knew it was raining over in Sydney, and it was just not a cloud in the sky over in Queenstown. And so we get halfway back on the plane, and all of a sudden the clouds close in, it gets dark and rainy and turbulence, and the babies on the plane start crying. And we look at each other going, yep, back to Sydney.
yeah,
Back
but
to reality
Harry,
of
at
all
least
there
it
goes
was a
gravity.
5-hour drive. So
5 hours? It only took you 5 hours to get down there?
no, it's like 5 or 6 hour drive down to Thredbo. Well, I mean,
7
to
hour
Jindabyne.
drive.
Well, that's because you
To
probably stop
Jindabyne.
every
To
trip.
Jindabyne, yeah. To Jindabyne, yeah.
Yeah, to Jindabyne's like
6
5
hours.
hours.
You're driving pretty quick if it's only 5 hours. It's 7 hours to Thredbo, so...
Yeah. Well,
What the hell are
did
you
guys go
driving?
to-
The Man Cruiser.
Clearly, I don't speed in Canberra because that's a recipe for disaster and a fuck ton of speed tickets. So
Uh-huh.
I've got caught
Well, John
3
just
times
drives everyone on a
Canberra.
Segway.
Really, Finny?
This will go on until we're dead.
Oh, fuck. Well, wait, if I kill you first, then I don't have to deal with it.
My ghost will come back and put you.
Fine.
see, backup plan.
Yeah, I've seen enough hentai to know where that's going. Alright, so some follow-up. The only follow-up you guys have put down is about how drunk we were the last episode. And that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, it was pretty accurate. We were pretty smashed for that entire thing. Although, I do have a bit of
Most
follow-up.
of a case of beer.
Yeah, I do have a bit of follow-up. In my drunken stupidity, I was actually praising that box that I have to record my gameplay since I can't use Shadowplay. I have changed my opinion since then. It's just way too much effort. Holy crap. So, Shadowplay, if you're going to record your games, or don't even bother at all.
Yeah. Harry, I've got this 660 Ti now that I went and got a 780 Ti. So do you want my 660?
I don't need your handouts, man. I'll throw it on the ground.
Oh my god.
I don't want your charity, man.
I'm an adult!
Nice lag
Okay,
there, Finny.
He was waiting for perfect comedic timing. Oh, well, that's a shame. So I guess eventually you're going to have to upgrade to Master Race level GPU.
Yes, I will get there. I just bought a liquid cooler for my CPU today. I feel very swanky.
What CPU do you have that you need a liquid cooler?
Why are you liquid cooling?
Just my CPU runs
Harry, are
reasonably
you
hot.
overclocking?
No, but I have an AMD CPU.
Okay, then get a...
Yeah, there you go. Here's
Well,
a Mac
okay,
CPU.
now.
Those things run fast and they run hot and they're awesome. It's great. I just I'm kind of gearing up for Witcher 3 because I remember when I played Witcher 2, I had major CPU heat issues.
And you
AMD.
think your AMD is going to fix that?
AMDs are awesome.
Yeah.
This thing is great.
AMD. Fast. Choose one.
Nah, I've got an 8-core FM something or other, and it just goes like an absolute brick shithouse. It's brilliant.
Fucking
Goes like a brick
fucking
shithouse.
simile of the year.
I'm
all
trying to
years,
think
Harry.
of my what's the most Australian expression I
Bat
can
out
give?
of hell.
Bat out of hell.
Bat out
Brick
of hell.
shit- brick shit house.
It goes like a really well-built guy. It's
A brick shithouse, as in it just sits in a field and doesn't do anything.
I don't know.
That's all right.
I know that's an expression for something.
Well, no, it's not really relevant here, if I'm honest.
I'm trying to think what that's used for then.
What, a brick shithouse?
Yes,
like, that guy's built like a brick shithouse.
Built
A
like a
brick
brick
shithouse,
shithouse.
Harry, is
Okay,
commonly
it's
referred
built
to
like a
as a
brick
toilet.
shithouse, and it
Yeah.
goes like a bat out of hell.
Right. I'm now just imagining a fucking toilet flying through space. There is no need to be upset. All right, well, my follow-up isn't really follow-up, but a bit of a just announcement, I guess, that we're not going to talk about the whole Zoe Quinn thing. If you want to know about it, don't pretty much just Google it and you'll find out what's going on. But we're not going to... We're misogynist enough without needing to make ourselves seem more misogynist by even deigning to speak about it. So, obviously,
We're not
it's the biggest thing
affiliated
in news.
John Clark in any way, shape, or form.
So we...
Don't even do it, Tucker. So we're not going to talk about it. Obviously, it's the biggest thing in gaming and general news this week. One of the biggest things. But if you don't hear us talk about it, that's why. Okay. I'm going to start out with my story this week because I figured, Finny, you and I would be the ones to most be interested in this. So Tomb Raider was announced at Gamescom this past week, a week and a half ago. The new Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider. That it's going to be a timed exclusive for the Xbox One. It will eventually come to PlayStation and PC, but 6 or so months later. I figured you'd be a little peeved about that, Finny.
Bullshit.
Not really.
Oh, really? I figured I thought you were looking forward to it.
I am looking forward to it, but we're still going to get it, even when they initially said that it was an exclusive and they didn't specify that it was timed. I thought, oh, well, that's their stupid fault to exclude part of the market. If Square Enix wants to go bust faster, that's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. I thought they were doing just exclusive to Xbox and no other platform. When they first announced it.
When they first announced it, then they clarified. So when I first heard about it, I was like, oh, shit, fucking he's going to be pissed about this one.
Oh, well, it's not going to make me buy a console.
Yeah,
I mean,
so...
Destiny's not going to do it either.
Yeah, and if Destiny and Tomb Raider can't make you do it, it's like if Supreme Commander 3 only comes out on the Xbox One, that might do it. I don't know.
No.
What would do
Nothing.
it for you, by the way?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I have no... Why would I buy...
Half-Life 3.
Why would I buy
Confirmed.
a Xbox for one game?
Okay.
Yeah, but-
Half-Life 3 is probably the only example, but even
But like
then...
Half-Life 3, Left 4 Dead 3, Team Fortress 3, Portal 3, and Destiny, and the Master Chief Collection, like if all those were coming out only on Xbox, would you reckon you get an Xbox?
Well, no, because there's just not enough games. That's the thing. Like, none of those things are going to happen. So
Yeah, that's
why?
true.
It's
true.
I'm not going to buy. Like back before I had a gaming PC, I had a 360, and that was what I played games on. So that's why I bought games for it. Then I got a gaming PC, and I didn't buy Xbox games anymore because the PC was better. I mean, why spend $500 on a stupid console to play 2 or 3 games? I mean, I don't care how many exclusives will come out. There'll never be as many games on the Xbox One as there are in my Steam library.
Yeah, that's true. I never bought a PS3 for its exclusives, for example. I wanted to. I know you did. I wanted to play Uncharted, but I ended up just playing it on a friend's one. And I wanted to play The Last of Us, but ended up just going on YouTube and watching the videos, and then ended up getting it anyway. But because I'm an idiot.
Good, I was about to say, John. Holy shit, that's a serious piece of gaming history you missed out on.
No, it wasn't that good. Last of Us.
Oh yes, it was.
It wasn't. It really wasn't.
It was a
wasn't
good
that
game.
Yeah.
It was.
You just pissed off. It came out on PlayStation.
No, it had a good
exclusive.
story and it had gameplay. It was like new Resident Evil, which never had good gameplay. So that's exactly what it was like. But the point is that I agree with you, Finny. There's the consoles at the moment. There really isn't anything.
Hang on. Start of the year, you told me you were considering buying a Wii U just to play Bayonetta.
Yeah. which isn't out yet.
Oh.
So basically,
John,
disregard everything that John just said.
No, I mean, obviously,
He
I
said
haven't
you
done it.
agreed with me.
Obviously, I haven't done it, so I was just saying that as a flight of fancy. If I do go and buy a Wii, you can please just lock me up and throw away the key. Because I've
We're
obviously
going to do
got
that
the
anyway.
same.
Well, don't forget the Wii U. You get Mario Kart and Smash Brothers, and they are always fun.
Yeah, the thing is, there are good games on all these consoles. Destiny will be fun, but...
It's coming out on PC.
Yeah, eventually. But I don't want to wait, so I'm going to get it on Xbox. Because I already have the Xbox. So back to the thing at hand. So they said about, I guess, 6 to 8 months. That might go out to a year. GTA's been a year already, so I don't know about that. The thing is that, I mean, there was a lot of outrage on the internet until they released that it was a timed exclusive. And my big answer to it was going to be that, well, Tomb Raider 1 came out, it was a big success, and then PlayStation, Sony bought the rights to Tomb Raider 2, and that was a PlayStation exclusive for many, many, many years, and it became a PlayStation franchise for many, many, many years. The same thing happened with Final Fantasy. And so that was going to be my answer to it, but now I guess the outrage has subsided a bit, because it's not that big of a deal if you only have to wait a few months.
Yeah, but 6 months is a fair bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for instance, if it was like a 2-month exclusive or a 1-month exclusive, or dare I say 3, I wouldn't care less, but 6 is a good chunk of a year.
Yeah, it could well be a full year. I mean, who knows? 6 months is just what they're sort of saying.
Yeah, they'll probably try and milk it for as much as they can, and then release.
Well, that's more time for them to make it better as well, as is happening with GTA 5, because it's going to be better on PC, because they've had time to do it.
So
they released it on.
We should have heist, so.
Well, they released it on Xbox One, and they so we're going to bring it on PC, but because we're on an actual usable platform, it's going to be even better. Rather than useless piece of garbage that should be put in the highway and run over by a truck.
And the mustard race have all been mustard race is PC game as well. The mustard race have all been saying, "Oh, thanks for beta testing GTA for us console faggots." That's
yeah, pretty much.
All right.
We've got to have some form of quality control, and we've got to use those people for some purpose.
Indeed.
Wow.
Which I mean, we all play games on consoles except for Harry. So
I haven't played on a console in years.
Oh, I did. I played on a console this afternoon, actually. There are some games that aren't on PC, I guess. I don't know. Now, Finny, you have a story for us.
I was attempting to play PlanetSide last night. I logged out to go and have dinner. I came back and couldn't log back in. Originally, we thought it was Loginside was back, which is SOE's login server was basically made from 2 pieces of cardboard with a face drawn on them. But it was in fact a DDoS attack from a group calling them the Lizard Squad. DDoS is directed denial of services, which basically they just spam the servers with artificial traffic, which causes them to constantly crash. They attacked the Sony network, which included Sony Online titles. They went after Battle.net, League of Legends, and they're now going after Xbox Live. They also posted a bomb threat on the plane which the SOE president John Smedley was on, so that got diverted. So the FBI is now going after them because they're a bunch of idiots for doing that, but you know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the titles that went down was PlanetSide 2, Diablo, Hearthstone, World of Warcraft, League of Legends, Path of Exile. And
yes, my Battle.net was out.
They just did it for I don't know.
Well, that's the funny thing. Path of Exile. Why them? They're a tiny Australian indie developer. Are they on someone's servers? That they just got hit by mistake, or that's a strange way. It's like going after PSN, Xbox Live, and the Goat Simulator guys.
Well, they haven't come out and said that this is some sort of protest or anything, so I suppose I'm just going to go out on them and say they're just a bunch of wankers who thought, oh, this one's easy to bring down, we'll bring that down. I mean, they're obviously not very bright because of the bomb threat on a plane. You know, authorities, had they just brought down the... it's distributor, not directed denial of service. Thank you, Tucker. So welcome. Rather than just bringing down a couple of servers, in which case everyone would have gone, oh, what the hell was that about? They also said, you know, we're going to try and be fake terrorists, at which point the FBI have gone, no, No, not really. We're going after you now. So I'm expecting in a couple of months a number of people are going to be in jail, which is going to be rather funny because, I mean, how stupid do you get?
Yeah, it's one thing to... you remember, was it 2011 or 2010 or something like that, when the credit cards all got hacked?
Yeah, 2011, I think.
Yeah, so that was a big thing, and I don't know if it's the same people or not, but at least they had a purpose to it. They were trying to get money.
Well, that was fraud. That was good honest crime. This is just a bunch of wankers.
Yeah.
Aside from the purpose, what about the means? What does it actually take to do a DDoS attack?
It's
easy.
Not hard.
There's a program you download called the Low Orbit Ion Cannon.
We've all downloaded that.
And that lets you DDoS anyone.
How?
Pretty much
So, John, what's your IP?
But
I'm
why?
here behind 7 proxies.
But why was this one
Not gonna
so
help you.
effectual? Why did
scale,
this one?
essentially.
Scale, okay.
Well, the
So
thing
it is a
they didn't
big
do it all
group.
at once. They didn't do it all at once. So they went, we're going to do PSN. Then they did PSN. So it was a show of power. They even did micro stuff. Like they said, watch this guy who's playing Dota 2. All right, we're going to DDoS him. And then it was like some famous streamer. And his stream goes down and they put up on Twitter, see, that was us. Like, I guess to show how powerful they are and stuff. It was just, it's a power trip. That's all it is.
Okay, alright, power trip. I can buy that. That's fair enough. It does.
But they're dicks. They're dicks. Finish.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just being dicks. I can't play my World of Warcraft!
Yeah, a lot of people around the world probably got really angry at that part.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there were rumors thinking that, I mean, we weren't going to talk about it, but there's rumors that it's in reaction to the Zoe Quinn stuff, but because of the timing, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Anyway. Tucker, did you have a story for us this week?
No, I was going to talk about the same thing as Finney, but I guess speaking of games and actually game developers, there was that quick little article during the week about the top 10 game developers to work for, and glorious Valve, overseen by Lord Gaben himself, came first place.
How is that even a surprise to anyone?
It's not, but I think it's good because it probably has the easiest requirements to get in. All you got to do is not count above 3 and you're set.
It's funny, right? Valve's the only one on that list that's privately owned.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Really?
Yeah. I'll read the list out in case you want to know the list. Or do you have the list there, Tucker? Otherwise, I'll read it.
No, I read this 2 days ago, but I remember that Blizzard's on the list.
Yeah, so I'll start from number 10. Number 10 is Bethesda. Number 9 is
if you can
Double
write
Fine.
bugs, you're in.
Yeah, number 9 is Double Fine. If you can delay games, you're in. Number 8 is Naughty Dog. If you can pretend to be Indiana Jones, you're in. Number 7 is Nintendo. If you're 5 years old, you're in. Number 6 is Current Employer, which means this was done by a IGDA study, which is the Independent Game Developers Association. So whoever they currently work for, they're voted at number 6. Number 5 is Ubisoft. If you can take down outposts and reveal the map, you're in. Number 4 is BioWare. If you can choose red, green, or blue, you're in. Number 3 is Activision Blizzard. If you can make tons of money, you're in. Number 2 is my own company. So I guess whoever the indie developer is, he owns his own company. And number 1 is Valve.
It'd be funny if the actual question into is, so what comes after 2? My answer would be no one knows.
I mean, yeah, I'd be fine working for any of those, really. I mean, they all sound pretty good to work for. I'd be happy. But apparently 2,200 developers took this survey, and Valve's the best one to work for. So, no surprise there.
How many staff do they have?
Valve?
Yeah.
Less than you'd think, yeah. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's right, there's less. Yeah. I remember reading a study on the actual management behind Valve. Terrible, apparently. Like, it's shocking about like the old management system they had in place.
Well,
they're right.
Their employee handbook got leaked, which is all. There's no titles in Valve. Everything is just you just sit wherever you want,
flat management
work on whatever you want. If you want to work on Left 4 Dead 3, then you just go do it, and you don't worry about Half-Life 3. Like even if you were on the Half-Life team, there's no teams.
So it's literally the fact that they're not motivated to make Half-Life 3. Interesting.
Pretty much,
They're too busy making hats.
330 employees. 330. Compare that to Blizzard, which is something like 90,000. So it's quite big.
Wow.
I think Blizzard's on a hiring.
Valve. Guess what Valve's worth?
What?
Google, tell me.
$2.5 billion.
Fuck!
See, it's not 3. It's not 3 billion.
They can't count to 3. It's funny. Oh, and
settle down. Don't make
guess what
profits
Gabe
above
Newell
3.
himself is. Guess what Gabe Newell himself is worth? Just Gabe Newell. 1.3 billion.
Damn.
There's a 3 in the number.
Yeah, there is a 3 in there. Must be false. In other quick news, what's her name? So Robin Williams died, which is very sad. But due to him being a massive fan of video games, he named his daughter Zelda, for goodness sake. They're putting him in WoW as an NPC, but the NPC changes. So by default, he's a man dressed up like he was in Mork and Mindy. And then he changes to a woman, like Mrs. Doubtfire, looks like Mrs. Doubtfire, but it still has the man's voice. And then if you do some quest for him or something, he turns into a blue genie, which is quite cool. And he's got he's got his own voice acting and all that sort of stuff, which in WoW is rare. There's not really much voice acting. So I thought that was a really cool little gesture that they did. And it looks like Nintendo's going to do a similar thing.
That's really cool.
I thought they acknowledged it, but didn't mention anything about something.
Yeah, they said we'd love to do something like that, but we can't make any promises, blah, 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 which makes sense. But I'm sure they will, because Robin Williams was a Nintendo spokesperson for the past 10 years, so I'm sure they'll do something for Zelda, or I don't know. Anyway. So, Tucker, anything else on the internet, or anything else from you guys on the internet before we dive into what is sure to be quite a long monologue from Harry?
Yes. Well, I'll quickly I'll quickly throw out my news piece very quickly, because I wanted to get your guys' opinion on it, because my opinion on this is extremely low. Microsoft has been working on this new system, which they're calling DeLorean for some reason, whatever. It's designed to remove or reduce lag in online gaming, even if the latency in that game remains high. Basically using some software that predicts your next move. They tested this with quite a few games, in fact. Doom 3 and Fable 3 were the two big titles that they worked with. They got a high and low latency network, got it to the point where everyone could see that, swapped in this DeLorean system, and all of their test gamers thought that the one that had the high latency but with DeLorean in was actually the low latency video game. Network. So it works. At the same time, I think this is completely pointless technology. The internet is getting faster. We're not stuck with 56k connections, so what's the point of this?
I think that you thinking that the internet is getting faster and therefore they shouldn't do it is a bit long-sighted rather than short-sighted, because the majority of the world has terrible internet.
As I sit here,
what if you and I want to go play on some American server for something?
Yeah, that's
we have
true.
to deal with 250, 300 ping. This thing can apparently reduce 250
you
milliseconds.
have to deal with it. I have glorious fiver, so I'm sitting on the golden throne.
That's fine, but you know what I mean. I mean, Australia's actually ahead of America when it comes to internet.
That's amazing. I feel so sorry for America.
Except for Texas.
Yeah, except for Texas. Kansas.
Kansas and Austin, right?
There's a Google Fiber in Austin now, isn't there? Yeah. That's right. But yeah, this can apparently fix up to 250 milliseconds of lag, and so if it does work, I don't see why not do it. You know, I mean, do you guys hear me lag? What are you talking about, Harry?
I was just wondering if I was like sounding like I was stuttering or something.
Oh no.
You're not that drunk.
No, I'll cut this part out.
It's all right. It's all right. I'll just drink more. This will work.
What do you think, Finny? Would this be something you'd use?
Yeah, if it works, why not?
Well, that was just the most in-depth opinion. I am blown away.
Okay, wait. There's another side to this, guys. What about this effects on esports?
Yeah, they basically will not be able to use it for esports.
Yeah, that won't work terribly well for them.
Yeah, but latency isn't an issue in esports. They're all in the same room.
Oh, except for except for international tournaments.
Except for
where you
Blizzard
gotta play.
games.
Yeah, LAN support.
Yeah. No, it's I don't think they'd use it for those games, especially because there's a Microsoft technology. Microsoft. It's funny. Microsoft does a lot of cool research stuff from their whole research division. I forget what it was, but there was one thing. There was something to do with touch, which they pioneered, and then they just gave it off for free. And then trackpads. It was some technology to make trackpads for laptops, like really, really smooth and easy to use. And they did it, and they released it for free, and it's still free, and anyone could use the technology. It just the materials cost a little more or something like that. But because all the PC manufacturers like Asus and HP and stuff in their laptops, they don't. The whole idea is to make the cost as low as possible because they make hardly any money from those laptops. They don't use that technology, and so that's why. Have you ever noticed like PC laptop trackpads are really hard to use? Like they're not quite. I don't know if you've ever used it compared to a MacBook's trackpad, but it's really. I don't know what it is, but apparently it's because of this research that Microsoft did, but they just can't afford to put in.
No, I completely agree. You know what would be really good? If they researched how to make some kind of, I don't know, games for Windows Live system that actually worked and didn't go bankrupt.
Well, they've shut it down, so
Yes.
there is no more.
Because,
more
it sucked. It sucked so much.
Yeah, I was first shocked by it with Bioshock 2. Nightmares ever since. Just the worst thing ever.
Well, the first problem there was you buying Bioshock 2.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
that
I
game
enjoyed
was terrible.
Bioshock 1. I'm like, oh,
game's
great, I'll
piece
get
of
Bioshock
shit.
2.
No.
Yeah. Well, Bioshock 1 is a good game. All right. That was just name bait, basically.
Bioshock 1's a great.
Okay, look, granted, I only played 15 minutes of Bioshock 2 and then decided not to play it.
Oh, that's a bad 15 minutes. I feel bad for you.
Yeah, it wasn't my best gaming moment. Although my faith in the series was resurrected in
Yes. Fair enough.
You could say it was infinitely resurrected.
Master.
I'm just going to go ahead and mute Finny.
I think I deserve it.
All right, so fucking buckle the fuck up, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh.
Harry, tell us about anime bullshit.
Oh boy, you guys, I have a game review.
Can we bring
for
Cat
you.
for this?
Well, that's what I thought.
No,
I thought
this
Cal
is the
wanted to be
beautiful
in this.
thing. Callan has sent me on a quest to ruin this podcast in his absence. Okay, guys. So, at Callan's request and suggestion, I have been spending, without stopping for food or water or sleep, every single waking moment playing Katua Soju, which is a choice-driven visual novel by Four Leaf Studios. Four Leaves being a nod to the 4chan image board where the founding members all met. So this is literally a product of the internet. Where to start? So, Katua Soju is quite unique in that it's natively written in English, even though it's a visual novel, which is pretty rare, turns out.
It's made by white dudes, isn't it?
It's made by white dudes, probably fat. It follows the perspective... With neckbeards. It follows the perspective of one Heisao Nakai, I believe that's how you pronounce it, a pretty average teenage boy who has one hell of a heart attack and discovers that he has arrhythmia. His life gets flipped, turned upside down. He is separated from his old surroundings, his old school...
No, I'm not letting you continuing to talk after you said that.
It was so appropriate, though. Gets separated from his friends and family, and he's
Did
introduced...
you get a little scared and get sent to Bel Air?
Yeah, no, he really didn't. No, where he does go is this new school for the physically disabled, whose female populace are just absurdly cute anime girls. It really makes me wish that my own arrhythmia problem was life-threatening and not just the annoying kind that I actually have.
Yours isn't arrhythmia, though.
Well, mine's arrhythmia. It's just a completely different kind of arrhythmia.
How do you pronounce yours? Yours has got the most ridiculous name.
Supra... It's either
Super kawaii
ventricular tachycardia, I believe that's it. What it's called.
I'm adding Cal to the conversation.
Let's see if he answers.
Cal, Harry's...
Greetings all.
Harry's talking about Katawa Shoujo.
I thought we
Very
would have... You should listen in while I do my review.
Very good.
We were thinking. So, gents, this fucking game. This shit hit me harder than a no-brakes freight train just packed to the hinges with the feels. I've finished my first playthrough, and I do not have the emotional energy in reserve required to ride this roller coaster ride again. I just don't have it. You can bet your ass that when I have built myself up again, I'll be throwing myself straight into this thing again, and I'll just ruin myself yet again. And I'll probably do this over and over. So, if you've never played a visual novel before, if you somewhat, at least partially, like anime and hot anime girls, if you like reading or you think you need to read more, and if you want the full spectrum of feels, play this game. Play this fucking game. Experience this game. Do it. It's free. You literally have no excuse. You have no excuse for not jumping on the website and downloading it right now. Get comfortable with some food and drink and a shit ton.
What's the website?
A shit ton of Prozac. Just
type Katawa Shoujo into any search engine.
Yeah, just Google it. Just get yourself comfortable. Like I said, shitload of Prozac is always good, and just dive headfirst into this thing, because you'll get chewed up and spat out, but you'll love it.
It's 400 meg.
It's 400 megs, which is pretty small for a game file.
Is it voice acted or is it all text?
It's all text, but I mean, it's got
It's all
music.
it's all text because it's the development team were fairly new
Right.
to the genre
Yeah.
and game development. Full stop.
Now, guys, this game does have sex scenes. That is, if you don't disable them in the settings. And why the fuck would you disable sex scenes in a video game? What are you, some kind of weirdo? Come on.
BioWare fan.
Yeah, but guys, they do not qualify as spank material. Okay, you will try when you see
Unless
them.
you're a
We don't want
weirdo.
to know what you did.
But at the end of the
But
day,
aren't they all disabled, Harry?
Yes.
Yeah, that shouldn't make someone unattractive.
If they have no legs.
Well, actually, to be honest, the girl that hasn't got legs, the legs are outside of the shot the most of the time, so you actually can't tell. Something I found extremely odd. I'm sure if you go down the choices and friend and possibly get further with her, then you'll probably would see more depictions of her with no legs. But yeah, since
You do, and it's hilarious.
yeah, I imagine. But no, seriously, do not go in hoping just for spank material, because all you will be left with are unsatisfied boners and a heart just full of feels. Okay, you will feel for this game, and everyone who has played this game online, just look in the forums. Everyone feels for this game who has played it. I just today I tried playing the soundtrack. Andrew was there working next to me, and I damn near burst into tears. I could not keep my shit together. I had to pause that right out. It's extremely meta. This game is about a boy with a heart condition, and you will literally be left clutching your heart after playing this game. So, questions, comments.
Everywhere over the internet, I see. See, the only reason I'm interested in this, because usually I'm like, fucking anime bullshit, whatever, I hate it. But everywhere over the internet, I see people saying, I thought this was bullshit, super kawaii, stupid stuff. I never watch hentai, I always watch hentai, never watch anime, that sort of thing. But then I played this and it was the best thing ever, that sort of thing. So that's the only reason I'm sort of interested in it. But when I was coming across reviews of it on the internet, there was this one particular one, which I've sent to Harry here. Do you want me to read it, or you want to read it?
You read it out. It's the best.
All right. So, see reviews of Katawa Shoujo pop up. What the fuck, is this some cripple hentai game? Well, I could use a wank. download game, blah, 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 words. Jesus, I can't hit spacebar fast enough. God, this main character's a whiny cunt. Holy God, shut the fuck up, Shizune, and eat my dick. Student council can fuck off. Oh, hey, who's this cute sporty girl? Oh God, no legs. Well, that's cool. I get a cutscene with her in it. Oh, wow, she's kind of interesting. Ha, Rin, you're so funny. Ha, ha, ha. Anal. This is fun, but she seems distant. Oh God, she's traumatized. Oh God, she's stubborn because she's damaged. Oh God, I suddenly care about this game. Fuck, do I follow her or talk to her mum? Oh God, she kicked me out of the house. Oh shit, she's distancing herself from me. Oh no. Oh no. Confession. Good end. I didn't even fap. I was prepared to fap, but I wasn't prepared to feel. I was expecting to receive boners, but all I received was tears. So that's one of the best reviews I've ever read on the internet, so it makes me want to play it now.
Oh, that is so funny.
The best review on the internet is the Steam review for Go-Go Nippon. If you haven't seen it, look it up.
Well, tell
Will
me
do.
so I don't type in the middle of the thing.
Let me find it. It's hard to remember off the top of my head. It is possibly the greatest thing I have ever heard, like the best review.
While you're searching for it, Cal, why don't you tell us what you thought of the game? Because obviously you played it because you recommended it to Harry.
Funnily enough, it is actually what started my visual novel expedition. Mostly, I thought it was, I'd heard about it just like you had, John. I'm just like, really? Cripple porn? What is wrong with everybody? And then I found out the source of it, and it all made sense. And then everyone kept saying, play it anyway. And I'm like, whatever, 400 meg. There's nothing good out at the moment. Let's see what this is like. I'm like, hey, this is actually really good. Hey, this is really good. Hey, feels. Oh dear God, the feels.
So, Harry, are you going to go on a visual novel journey after this?
So, when was the first time that you played a game that you realized that you loved? Just outright. Pokemon? Okay.
The first game I ever played.
There you go. So, reading this... Nice. Reading this...
I'm reading these right now.
Is one of those moments where, oh wow, I've just discovered something. Now, as Andrew very correctly put today, it's going to be damaging as all hell if I jump into this. This is going to be like a crack addiction if I keep going. Because this thing left me really emotionally drained. Like I said, I can't replay it right now. I can't. I'm just too drained. I'm going to have to go on some kind of journey of self-discovery or something and recollect myself before I can play this game again. It's...
We call that mind bleach.
Mind bleach, yeah. It's just so strange that just words with some basic pictures and music and sound, and that's the core elements of a visual novel, and of course the fact that you can choose your own end and how the story progresses, sometimes by very arbitrary choices that don't really make sense, but that's just a gameplay mechanic. It's just strange that can pull so much emotion out of someone, way more so than a regular novel has ever done to me. If this was just a novel, I'd just laugh and put it down. I think it was like some kind of girls' novel.
Right, I think the fact that you actually, you have to click to go forward, you do have even rudimentary choices, and the fact that it's always first person to a certain degree gives you, engrosses you more in the story and personalizes it more for you.
Yeah. Oh, what was that message I sent to you, Andrew? It was the best thing ever. Here we go. Search your feelings. Know them to be true. Seize the moment. You can do it. Chase after the girl. Win her back. All you have to do is press A.
By the way, I have found this review. This is Go-Go Nippon. It is a somewhat visual novel that introduces you to Japan, and you have the ability to date one of the sisters or something along those lines. I don't know. I've never played it.
Sounds like
This is the review. Cheaper than a trip to Japan, and you can find pure love at home in front of your monitor in 2D form. What am I doing with my life? What makes this better is when you look at how many hours on record he has played this game. 2,999.7 hours.
Wow.
Oh my God. There's a
Which
review
is
right below
obviously
that.
glitched.
There's a review right below that says, "I didn't feel like I was in Japan. I felt like I was Japan."
And the one, a girl touched me, too scary.
I was going to be the other one. I was like, went to Japan, had a girl show me her butt, and we fell in love.
Nice.
This is basically Skyrim, but with weebos. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The closest replica to Call of Duty I have played yet.
A must buy, no doubt. Amazing graphics, 3D, so many weapons to choose from.
All right, I've praised
someone-
this game. I've praised this game, and then I've praised it some more. So I've got to talk about a few negatives. The sex scenes can come across as so hilariously awkward and out of place that you really won't know what to do with yourself. The girl I ended up going out with in this game, we went from like first confession of love to penetrative
Spoiler alert.
sex in like in the game less than a minute.
That's how you meet most of your ladies, right, Harry?
Yeah, I know. I'm just that suave.
Financial transactions.
Yeah, and then afterwards it's like, how much? 80? 100? I forget. Can I get a discount?
Do I get a bulk buy discount?
Bulk buy.
Customer
Damn.
loyalty.
But I have to say, Harry, that's sort of the point. These are teenagers having sex for the first time. Are you trying to tell me that the first time you had sex as a teenager, it wasn't fucking awkward in some way, shape, or form?
This
Harry
is
hasn't
very
had
true.
sex. Don't worry about it.
Maybe that's why I can't call this wank material. It just brought too many bad memories up.
I have the weirdest boner right now.
Yeah, but look, if you can handle that kind of adult nature, because this is a mature game, it deals with life, death, disability, boobs, lots of boobs. If you can handle that kind of thing with anime, just play this game. You will regret not experiencing this thing otherwise.
Harry, have you told them who made it yet?
Yes,
Fortune.
I have. That blew my mind.
Well, speaking of 4chan coming together for anime bullshit, did you see what happened over the weekend? V, which is the video game board on 4chan, created a daughter called Vivian. It's for some. They donated to this Girls Can Game sort of campaign thing on Indiegogo, where women developers make video games and stuff. And one of the like the $10,000 stretch goal was you can have a character in the game and you can create your own character. And so V created Vivian James, which sounds like video games if you say it quickly, and got her illustrated and all this sort of thing. It just reminded me, it's like, fucking hell, there's a lot of anime people on 4chan. I need to get off it.
Yes, you do. Everyone
Well,
needs to get off
considering
it.
4chan was made originally for
Yeah, for-
anime, what did you expect?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Hello,
Sorry,
A, B, C, D. They're all
Yeah.
they're all anime related. B was the only
Except
one that went
B.
aside. Well, remember B originally wasn't.
Yeah.
It was.
Although, speaking of, I mean, the original, before 4chan started, obviously was based off 2chan, which
Yeah.
was Japan's largest image board, and apparently they're not very happy about Katawa Shoujo, or whatever it's called.
Why not?
Probably because
The
Katawa
word.
is a it's
Like a slur.
slang it's a slur. Katawa is not really the correct term, but remember this was made by English speakers, so
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I was saying earlier, Harry, about, that's what I was reading about,
it's sort of like the Japanese making a dating simulator based in Nairobi that is called Nigger Girls.
Wow.
yeah, or like, it's something...
No,
it's called,
seriously,
like,
that
Potato
is
Girls, and it's about Down
that,
syndrome.
yeah, no, that is probably the most accurate description.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Yep.
All right. Well, Cal, thank you very much for joining us.
Just before I go,
Yeah.
I just had to make one quick announcement. If everybody would like to look up Hatterful Boyfriend, it is possibly the greatest concept I have ever come up with. I have introduced Harry already, and he should probably remember this one.
Gentlemen,
But it is
it's
All
on
of us-
Steam.
Cue all of us typing. What
It's
is
on
it?
Steam. It's on Steam.
Hatterful, Hatoful Boyfriend.
Look it up right now on Steam.
We found it last week and did not stop laughing for quite a few minutes there.
How to Fool Boyfriend is an interactive text-based visual novel that follows a branching plot line with various... It doesn't tell me what it's about.
It is a pigeon dating simulator.
Oh.
Oh gosh.
Oh, there's a screenshot here that says, a bird, Ryuta, flirting with the player.
I don't
A Tofu Boyfriend is set in a post-apocalyptic dystopian future of Earth in which a pandemic of a deadly mutated strain of the H5N1 virus, named Sumatra influenza after the location of its index case, nearly wipes out mankind in 2068. 2 years later, the human countermeasure, which is cultivated to destroy the virus's avian carriers, ends up backfiring as birds who resisted the counter-virus ended up gaining human-level intelligence instead.
That is the most detailed story and explanation as to why you can talk to and date pigeons.
But what?
Now let's not beat around the bush here, okay? Or the feathers.
I don't
in this
know how I
case.
found this, but I did.
Japan. Oh shit! Okay, books and publications, webcomic, drama CD, web radio, web series. It's not just a game, guys.
I really
Oh my god!
didn't know how far to take that concept.
In Japan, Hatofu Boyfriend is the best PC game of 2012, ahead of Borderlands 2, bypassing Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, and only narrowly beaten by Bioshock Infinite. It's the second most popular best-selling game of 2012 in Japan.
Wow.
Oh my god.
What is wrong with our planet?
Yeah, I don't.
Only one certain part of it.
Yeah, the crazy one. I'm sure an influx of pigeons will help.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Cal, thank you for joining us.
Not a problem. Anytime.
We'll bring you on very soon. Thanks again.
See ya.
All right. Bye. All right. So, moving the fuck on.
Yeah.
Finny, I want you to tell me what you've been playing this week.
Murder Miners.
All right, Tucker.
Whatever that
Okay.
was, moving on.
What is Murder Miners, Finny?
It's the #1 rated Xbox Live indie game, and
That's not very good. Murder Miners. I need to Google this now.
well, yeah, that's what it is. It started off on Xbox Live. They recently ported it over to PC. It's basically it's based off of Halo's multiplayer style.
Mm-hmm.
So close quarters battles, all that sort of thing. Except there are vehicles in it. I forgot about that. It's just ridiculous multiplayer combat. It's an arena shooter, so sort of like Quake or Unreal Tournament back in those days.
Mm-hmm.
It's $4.99 off of Steam in Australia. It's a tiny game. It took like 5 minutes to download. It's a lot of stupid fun.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get a server, which there aren't very many of, but I was playing online with a bunch of friends, it's a lot of fun. There's heaps of maps and heaps of game modes. Like there's an infection game mode, which is exactly the same as the one off of Halo,
Mm-hmm.
except it also looks like Minecraft because everything has to look like Minecraft. And you can destroy blocks. You've got a miner gun, which allows you to place blocks. So in infection, basically the way you survive is you burrow underground and cry. Basically, Halo meets Minecraft on PC.
Cool.
I see.
It's kind of stupid, but it's fun that way.
Yeah, that
It
sounds like a
looks-
working combo.
Mm. It looks terrible. Just
Oh,
putting
it
that out
looks
there.
freaking appalling. It's absolutely shocking. I mean, it makes Minecraft look good,
Yeah.
but it's surprisingly fun.
Well, that's good to hear. And how much did you say it was?
$4.99, or you can buy 4-pack for $9.99.
No. Don't, John. I know what you're thinking. No.
Buying a 4-pack and recording
Don't
it.
buy a 4-pack. We are not playing this.
The amount of times I bought 4-packs for you guys and we never end up playing the game.
Hey, I've played everything that you've bought me.
Yeah, you didn't play Monaco.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
thought
sucked
so.
at it. You didn't play Quake 3.
I'm just waiting for us to play some Quake 3.
Oh,
Cal's asking if we're still talking about it. Okay. Was that all you had to say about it, Penny?
Yeah, pretty much. There's not much to say about it. Give it a. If the main issue is there are hardly any servers at the moment because it hasn't really taken off. Hopefully it will because it's a lot of fun.
Well,
It's very
hopefully-
dumb.
hopefully our award-winning, wide-reaching podcast will let people check it out. So only $5, you say?
Yeah.
That's good to know. All right, Tucker, what have you been playing?
Playing with you, actually. Heroes of the Storm. Although, I should say, John allowed me to play it for one match, so...
Well, you came over, and you had to go, so...
Yes.
So, my game for this week is also Heroes of the Storm, so we'll talk about it together. So, why don't you explain it first, Tucker, what it is, and then we'll talk about it.
So, essentially, this is Blizzard's answer to MOBAs. So, and it's very, very fun.
Great.
Well,
Okay.
I'm
I can't explain much about it because I haven't played all the game modes and played through most of the characters. I've got a rough idea of how it works from basic MOBAs. But then, as per every Blizzard game, Blizzard add their own flair to it, which is good because it's different. It's not like Dota or LoL from what I played through. So it's not the traditional way that you improve your levels like in LoL or Dota. You have 4 set abilities and then you just click a plus sign and you put them to the ability and that levels it up. Blizzard employ a very different approach to leveling up their thing, which John probably going to because he's played a bit more. But it's probably clear that what we talk about now will probably not be relevant in 2 weeks, as Blizzard have been pulling things in and out, apparently. So, something about artifacts, I think, John? Or just
the Artifice system. So that was like a progression system, which they pulled out already after here. It's sort of the rune and mastery system from League of Legends, which everyone gave them shit about because they don't want it to be like League of Legends, so they pulled it out. So I've actually written some stuff down to describe it. Diablo rides a horse that looks small enough to buckle under his weight. And just like that poor horse, Blizzard has a lot riding on Heroes of the Storm. So this is the Warcraft, Starcraft, and Diablo makers' take on the sort of MOBA or Dota clone genre, and its attempt to claim the riches and colossal global audience that come with the territory. When it comes to the maps, Blizzard sort of calls them battlegrounds, but there's so many different types. At the moment, there's 5. There's Dragonshire, Blackheart's Bay, Haunted Mines, and Cursed Hollow, and the Garden Terror, something like that. And they're all very different. None of them involve the usual 3 lanes. There's shortcuts. There's mechanics like coins you have to collect so that a pirate in the middle of the map can tear down the towers of the other team, that sort of stuff. Effectively, what they've done is it's a 5-on-5 team, and you choose characters based on the StarCraft, Diablo, or Warcraft universe. And effectively what they've done is they've seen Dota and they've seen League of Legends and they've gone, oh, okay, things like last hitting, let's take that out because that's not that fun for a casual player. Hour and a half long matches, take that out. These matches take 15 to 20 minutes at the very most. Leveling, like giving someone shit because they're doing really badly in one particular lane and you're up there gaining levels and all that sort of thing. Take that out. Team-wide leveling, so everyone just levels at the same time. So what the effect that ends up having is that you end up concentrating more on the strategy of what's going on. Rather than concentrating on your KD, your kill death ratio. It's just like what Battlefield did to the FPS, which was instead of like a Quake game or whatever, where it's just all about how many kills you have and how low your deaths are. They added in objectives and made it all about the objectives, and it made teamwork very important. And so it does a similar thing here. League of Legends and Dota seem to. Obviously, it's also about teamwork, and they are better games as a competitive game and as an esport. But it's still very much the hero of the match. It sort of comes out ahead, if you know what I mean. Like it's all about being the best player of that match. While Heroes of the Storm is very much about being the best team. And then, obviously, it's got the Blizzard polish, where it's all about every shot is really well. It sounds really good and it feels good to pull off good skill shots and that sort of shit. So that's there anyway. And they've just done a really good job in general on how to how to make a MOBA and make it accessible to everybody, just like they did. They took Magic and they made Hearthstone. They took Dota and they made Heroes of the Storm. So if you are intimidated by Dota and LoL, like I am, this is definitely the game for you. And it's in technical alpha. It will be in beta in the next couple of months and probably releasing mid next year sometime. So
aren't you going to be bored of it by then?
No. Well, I mean, are people bored of Dota after 10 years of playing it?
Nope.
Are you going to be bored of Counter-Strike after 15 years of playing it?
Good point.
Yeah. So, check it out if you get invited.
Yeah. It's good to see that Blizzard's taken a different approach to the MOBA and different stance, like not going the standard way that LoL and Dota 2 have, where it's very much PvP oriented. So Blizzard said, well, we have to make it a bit different. And once again, it's not that, the rising star in a match. It's like a team progression. And the fact that they've managed to properly incorporate PvE into the match.
With the mercenaries, right? Yeah, you have
exactly.
You have to capture these mercenary camps, and then once you kill the mercenaries, they respawn and start going down a lane towards the enemy base, and so they can sort of distract them, and you can push with the mercenaries, or you can decide to go to another lane while they're trying to deal with the mercenaries. There's a lot to do.
Like I will say that in at least the other two, so LoL and Dota, the minions don't have that much of from what I could tell, they don't have as much impact on the game as say in Blizzard's Heroes of the Storm.
Correct.
So like clearly in LoL you can kill Roshan and get a bit of a buff and stuff, or in Dota 2 you kill in League of Legends you kill that stupid big worm thing, get a buff. Dota 2 you kill
the dragon thing.
Roshan. No, that's Roshan. You get this if you die you get revived. But Blizzard has a greater effect and a more awesome effect, like the match at least I played, where you take the coins, you deposit them into the chest, and then that ship the pirate ship just starts hailing bombardments on the enemy base. Feels more epic.
Yeah,
so
like Dragon
Skies
is the one, where you get these shrines, then you become a massive dragon, and you can just kill everything for 45 seconds.
Exactly, like it feels more epic when you do things. So, and as we discovered, it's very important that you play Jim Raynor. You have to scream Hyperion when you're playing your ult.
Yeah, because his ultimate, Harry, his ultimate is the Hyperion. The battlecruiser comes down and just starts shooting Yamato cannons and everything. It's really cool.
It's very satisfying seeing things explode and die.
Yeah. So there's one downside to this game, though, and that is that team fights aren't as exciting as they should be. Right. Part of it's down to the fact that heroes just they don't feel very strong right now. They can die quite easily, and abilities are quite weak and easy to spam, and characters survive for much longer than in League of Legends, but it doesn't feel that way. So sort of team fights are not that exciting, but the rest of the game is really fun, and that's something they could tweak later on. So, does it sound like something you'd try, Harry?
Yes, it actually is, because I tried getting into Dota, but I mean, everyone already knew so much. They kept on giving me advice that was way above my level. I wanted, like, how do I click the mans? What do I do? So, entry level sounds good. I'm hoping that I prefer Dota or something else, and I can use this as a jumping ground, unless this game is actually that good, and I'll just stick with it. Because that's my peeve with Hearthstone, is that I ended up finding Hearthstone far more interesting than Magic. It should be the other way around. I should want to get into the more complicated game later on. Yeah. But I just played Hearthstone and then got bored of the whole genre. So, yeah.
Yeah. Finny, any thoughts on it, or you're not really a MOBA guy anyway, I guess?
I wasn't listening.
Not surprised.
Well, no, I mean, Andrew and I have never really tried that kind of game style ever.
I've played MOBAs.
Really, have you?
Long time ago.
Well, you got to do it as a team. That's the thing.
I definitely agree on that.
They bored me stupid. They'd click first.
It's the insane clicking game, as some of my friends put it. But I would agree with the previous statement that MOBA is the best experience as a team, because I fucking hate being just solo queuing in Dota 2, because most of the time it's either you win or you get your ass fucking handed to you. because you come up against a pre-made team. So
Mm.
yeah, like these MOBAs are definitely designed. Like I think they're a better experience when you play as a team, and preferably you have either Skype running or you're playing in the same room.
Mm.
So yeah.
There's a couple of cool things they do to make the community not as toxic as well, which is you can't talk to the other team. You can only talk to your allies, for one, which is great. You know, like in Hearthstone, you can only, even if you're really angry at a dude, all you can say is like, well played. Like, that's all you can say. It's a similar sort of thing here. Because the whole thing that turns people off MOBAs is the community, because they're just, everyone's a fucking cunt. In this game. So I can't wait to see what comes next with it. Blizzard's spin on this whole thing, on the MOBA thing, I think it has the potential to be exciting and more accessible than any of these other games, and probably the most unique take of the genre since the StarCraft 2 mod that started it all, back in StarCraft 1 mod that started back in 1999. Yeah, StarCraft 1.
But the question is, John, will it be as successful?
Well, I don't think it needs to be. You know, I think they'd be happy with just StarCraft 2 levels of people playing it. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, possibly, but there's also the potential backlash of it being too different from LoL and Dota.
Yeah, but I mean, Hearthstone, they did that with Hearthstone, and that turned it fine. It's one of the most played games of all time now. They took a genre and casualized it. Bam. They took EverQuest, made WoW. You know, that's
true. But these came from a much smaller like demographic of players. Like, for example, not everyone plays Magic, nor did they. But they took what was a smaller proportion of games and made it more accessible and better. Well, in my opinion, better. Same with EverQuest. Like, MMOs weren't as big as they are now.
Of course.
Because of WoW.
Wow.
But here's the thing, MOBAs are gigantic. And Blizzard is very, very late to the game.
Yeah, but...
So...
See, the thing is, this Heroes of the Storm itself started out as a StarCraft 2 mod in the StarCraft 2 arcade editor thing.
Yeah, did you ever play it, or...?
Not the mod, no. No, not the mod. And it was made by Blizzard, just internal Blizzard people. And so they've been trying to bring it out for like 3 or 4 years, and eventually, I guess, they just decided to release it. But it's... See, I'd rather they come out with it and give people a choice, because I want to play this kind of game, but I can't play LoL and I can't play Dota because I hate them. So...
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Anyway, that's that for that. Did you have any more, Tucker?
No, I'm just impatiently waiting for Blizzard to send me my fucking alpha key. Yeah. It seems everyone else is fucking getting one except for me. Even people at my workplace are getting it before I do.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's not fun. I'm fucking sitting here waiting.
I'm sorry.
I get emotional over this, but.
I'll make a video of it for the channel, so you guys can see what it's like.
Oh yeah, I'd love to.
Anything more from you, Harry?
That is about it. I am so drained.
I've been putting up with this all day at work.
I know. Poor Andrew's just had to. He's just had to look at me, just sighing, just looking kind of.
I've been trying to get you to get away from them.
And then here we gave him a platform to talk
addiction.
about them.
Yes. So every week I get to tell you about my next game that's really clearly an unhealthy addiction.
And if it's an anime, you're kicked off the podcast.
I will endeavour to keep switching things up.
Excellent. Just quickly, Finny, before I forget. So speaking of the whole Tomb Raider thing, I never finished Tomb Raider, the new one.
What?
Last year's one. I just never finished it. Never got around to finishing it.
How can you not finish it?
I didn't really enjoy it that much. I just kind of enjoyed it, but because I was only 2 hours in, so I was like, this is alright. There's other games to play. Moved on. So this afternoon, after sorting out this news with the new Tomb Raider, I sat down and I started playing it, and I'm about 5 hours in now, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is great. This is just like Uncharted, and just like it feels like Uncharted in a good way. Like,
it's a long game.
It's a long game, is it?
Yeah, but it never gets tired.
But what if I don't do any of the tomb raiding?
There's surprisingly little side tomb raiding, which is very unfortunate because that was what the previous games were all about.
So if I'm just doing the straight up main quest stuff, how long do you reckon I'll be playing it for?
Oh no, John! If only there was a website that could tell you that.
Oh, is there? Where?
Yes. Oh gosh. Oh,
What
how
website?
long to beat?
There's a website called How Long to Beat.
Yes, and it's got nothing to do with masturbation.
Okay, well, look it up. Look it up.
I am
Look it up.
disappointed.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Okay.
Wait, wrong website.
That's the name of Harry's new Android Wear app. I'm at the Japanese temple, I guess it is.
Which one, John?
There's like
There's
the
like 12.
well,
maybe
you know in Sucker Punch where the girl fights the massive samurai thing that's made out of stone and shit.
The Oni, is this the first time you've met them?
Yeah. So I'm about
you've got a
half
long
an hour
way to
past.
go.
I'm about
You've
half an
got
hour
a while.
past that.
You've
a while.
got a long way to go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably 12 hours for the main storyline, I think.
It's not bad. All right. Well, I'll see you guys in the morning then, I suppose. Okay. Well,
Prepare
if
for
that's
epic
it.
deaths.
Yeah. Was that it from you, Finny?
You have been playing it with your headphones on, right?
I have. Yes. And
Good.
I'm playing it with a controller, but should I play it with a mouse and keyboard or controller?
Just make
controls
really no. You'd play it with headphones because otherwise it sounds like you're constantly watching porn.
Yeah. Maybe that was the reason I stopped playing it in the first place. That first like 20 minutes where everything's like
Constantly, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is
On the
not a
part where
spoiler.
the ship breaks in two,
Mm.
so she falls down between the two parts, and there's the most gratuitous shot down
Cleavage
the top.
shot. Yeah.
It was funny. That's the only one in the whole game.
It is kind
That
of
was
hard to
half of Tomb
concentrate.
Raider.
It is kind of hard to concentrate in this game. Like she squeezes through tiny gaps and her shirt's all wet, and you're like, I must save the captain of the ship. However, I could just stay here and look at this for a while. Them
Wet
Tress
to the-
FX.
Well, there's a great wet t-shirt moment where she falls into a massive lake of blood.
Wow.
Yeah, only you find that attractive.
No, it was not attractive. It was going.
Oh, good. Thank God, I was a bit worried for you for a second.
I am Googling this right now.
Yeah. But John, I will say, stick to the bow, because it's awesome.
Yeah, no, I
So,
just
upgrade the
got
bow and
fire
just-
arrows.
Yeah.
So I'll stay with the bow. I have my shotgun out all the time in case someone surprises me, and then I got fire arrows for
Yeah,
multiple
but
stuff.
I definitely say sneaking up on, like, the bad guys and then getting with the bow is pretty good. Especially when you
But
headshot.
far too often though, I really don't like the parts of the game where it's like, now here's an arena thing and fight these guys for the next 15 minutes. I'm like, oh my god, and they just keep
It's
coming.
not 15
coming.
minutes. There's a couple
Fine, 5 minutes or 10 minutes. It's still annoying. I mean, I'd rather
that's-
the whole thing be stealthy.
That's Square Enix's attempt to appeal to as big a market as possible. It's similar to the arena shootouts that happened in Bioshock Infinite. They weren't actually a standard part of Bioshock, but they're put in there because, well, stupid console tards who play Call of Duty like that stuff.
Yeah, and it's the same problem I've got with Uncharted and the same problem I have with Last of Us, which is the game's really good unless you have to start doing gameplay. You know what I mean? Like, the game is really fun unless it's time to start shooting people.
Well, no, the
Then it's
shooting
not fun.
mechanics...
John,
But
those
in Tomb
games
Raider,
are
it is
awesome.
good. In
Yeah,
Tomb Raider, it is good and it is fun, but it's a little too long sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Some of the fights do carry on for a bit long, but I mean, the combat is the core of the game now. It's not about tomb exploring, it is about fighting. Previously, it was all about platforming, tomb exploring, and that sort of thing. But they've gotten rid of that, unfortunately.
Yeah. Although apparently they're fixing a bit of that in the movie. They heard people, so I don't know.
Oh, good. A bit worried.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, if that's it from you guys, we're going to finish up this episode of Uninformed. I'd like to thank you all for joining us. Please subscribe to us on iTunes, watch us on YouTube, tweet us at Uninformed News, or email us at uninformedpodcast@gmail.com. I'm John Clark.
I'm Harrison Lee.
Andrew Finn.
And I'm Matt Tucker.
And you've become Uninformed.